Hello to all my dear viewers out there. I have been playing Slay the Spire 2 ever since it came out 2 months ago, and it is one of the most complete and content-filled early access games I've ever seen. And really, there's almost nothing I can complain about with this game, and there's almost nothing that doesn't work properly. But as it is my goal and my purpose to do, I like to take these very well put together and complete games and see what I can find to break about them. And oh boy, is there something that is very, very broken and very overlooked in this video game. That is the Thieving Hopper. The Thieving Hopper is, generally speaking, a pretty basic encounter. You know, he's got some nabs, he's got some attacks, he flies and takes less damage from basic attacks. But the thing about him is, his first move is the most convoluted and game-breaking thing, I think, in this entire video game. Thievery. That action right there has the Thieving Hopper take a card from you, the player, and he has a lot of conditions for what cards he can and can't take. And generally speaking, those conditions make it so that he only tries to target blue cards in your inventory, you know, uncommons. And if you don't have any of those, he might shift to rare cards or just some basic cards. But in 99% of playthroughs, this guy doesn't really do anything abnormal. What is abnormal about him is that if you know how to work around his thieving system, you can find him breaking your game wide open in ways that I don't think any other enemy can do in this entire video game. So let me show you all, my dear viewers, how I break this game open using the Thieving Hopper. For those not exactly familiar with how this enemy acts, I showed you the priority table. Essentially, the Hopper will only steal items from your discard or draw pile, and if you have no uncommons or rares, and you have nothing else above them, then he will default to stealing any basic cards you have. So, because I don't have any uncommons or rares in this deck, the Thieving Hopper just steals a Pommel Strike. Devastating for good Ironclad runs, but nothing much too special to talk about. What is special is how we can kind of break this priority bracket. We have basically the same deck now, except with a Rampage, and what we can do with this Rampage in our deck is we can utilize the Stable Serum to retain all of our cards, and because the Thieving Hopper will only be able to steal cards from your draw or discard pile, he cannot steal the Rampage even though it is the highest priority target for him, and that means he will ignore it and instead still just steal a Pommel Strike. By using Stable Serums and by doing things like exhausting cards mid-battle, we can essentially manipulate the way this enemy steals cards. And we can use that in a way to break this game wide open. My dear viewers, you may now be asking, Kilroy, why go over the basic mechanics? Just show us the broken stuff. And I had to truly get to what would go wrong. So I have a pretty nice deck here, Hellraiser, Pommel Strikes, all that jazz. I have the Bag of Prep to draw more at the start. I have the Stable Serum, and most importantly, the Glow Water Potion. Based on the mechanics I just explained to you, there is one way to make it so the Thieving Hopper can steal no cards from you, and that is by making the discard pile and the draw pile void of cards. And we can do that very easily by using the Glow Water Potion to exhaust basically most of our deck, and the remainder of our deck is in our hand now. Oh, look at that! We have nothing to draw and nothing in the discard pile. So what does this Thieving Hopper get to steal? Nothing. His animation fails entirely, and because the developers of this game, Megacrit, did not realize that this was something that they had to account for, we can no longer ever play, because the enemy's turn never ends, and we never get to do anything ever again. This one bug has the ability to halt our entire progress in the Spire. He is the most powerful being in the Spire, and I think Megacrit should keep that in mind when making future patches for this game. Yeah, truly at this point, if you ever have nothing in your draw pile or discard pile against the Thieving Hopper when he steals the card, that's it. You're done. Now, I'm mostly kidding, because you can save and quit and restart the fight. But if you couldn't do that, your game would truly be over. Your run would be ruined. Fortunately, we have the save and quit feature, so he forces us to leave the game. Truly a powerful being. That is a game-breaking application of this thief's abilities, but what about a more useful one? Say we have Niao's Talisman and the Nutritious Soup. We're running a full Strong Strike build. but the consequence of having strong strikes with Teskatara's Ember means that they are eternal, which says cannot be removed or transformed from your deck. However, that statement, being so hard and fast for the rest of the game, is overwritten by the Thieving Hopper's abilities. We use our same Glow Water Potion and Stable Serum, except this time, we play one strike while we have nothing in the discard or draw piles. Then we have that one strike alone in the discard pile. And even with the Eternal name onto it, having only one item to steal forces the Thieving Hopper to steal it. So he now has an Eternal card on him, which means he has removed an Eternal card from our deck. He is so powerful. Not only can he break the game, he can ignore the rules written into the game. The literal only meaning of Eternal is that it cannot be removed from your deck, and yet the Thieving Hopper is strong enough to disregard that meaning entirely. And look at this, you'll never see this. Your stolen card, Eternal, and you can choose to leave it away and not add it back to your deck ever. So thank you so much for giving us a showcase of your power, Thieving Hopper. I will not be taking back my Eternal Strike. I will be moving on with my life. Most of these breaking mechanics have really been using the Glow Water Potion a lot. Well, what if I told you that you don't even need the Glow Water Potion? You can get a Eternal card stolen from you just with the Stable Serum. We have a 10 card deck. 9 cards are drawn on the first turn, and we got lucky enough to have Greed not drawn. That means Greed is the only card in our draw pile or discard pile. We did not have to do anything. We just got lucky. And because we have every other card in our hand, that means we can just hold on to them, choose not to play them for one turn, take 17 damage, a pretty minimal price to pay in order to remove an Eternal Curse, the worst kind of curse you can get, and it can be freed from the power of the Thieving Hopper. Incredible stuff. And at this point, you can just kill him. And of course, if you want to, you can kill him and choose to take back your Greed. If you just want to be that guy and, I don't know, throw your run away for no reason. But I think most people would just leave that behind on the floor. And it's crazy what this one card removing enemy can do to you. But let's go beyond Eternal for a second. Let's pick up Malaise and let's go beyond Eternal. You know, so far my dear viewers, I feel like I've really gone over the stuff that makes Thieving Hopper an interesting anomaly, but the things I haven't shown aren't really game-breaking in the sense that they will win you the run. They either basically end your run in its current place, or they can do something cool and niche, like removing an Eternal card. That's helpful, but it's not fully broken. So, what could be left that could truly break this game wide open? Well, that all comes down to this note section on the Slay the Spire wiki. It gives you the order by which the cards are stolen by the Thieving Hopper, and I've referenced this a couple times before. And we've seen firsthand that Thieving Hopper can steal curse cards, but this 5th section right here says it can also steal token cards. Now, you may ask, what are token cards? Well, click on it and see some of the best cards in this entire game. Fuel, Giant Rock, Luminesce, Minion Dive Bomb. Basically all the cards that you transform other cards into, and which almost exclusively exhaust and are never seen again. However, could you imagine if we could get the Thieving Hopper to steal a Fuel, and then we can reclaim it after the fight, or to steal a Luminesce to reclaim after the fight? That would be basically a run-winning ability. You would double the amount of retainable energy you could get in every battle, because a new Luminesce would be created by the same relic that created the first one that was stolen and then regrabbed. That was my idea, and that was something I had to see if it was possible. My setup to get the Luminescence stolen was as follows. I start with a 9 card deck. I obviously have the Radiant Pearl to give me the Luminesce. I have the Bag of Prep, and I'm playing as the Silent, so all 10 cards are drawn at turn 1. The problem with Luminesce is that we have to get it out of our hand for it to be stolen, and if we play it, it exhausts. If we don't, it retains. So the only other way to remove it from our hand is by discarding it. The problem with using any discard card in this game is that by using the card, it too will be discarded. So we will have Hidden Daggers and Luminesce, plus whatever other card we discard. And if there's any other card beyond Luminesce, I assume the thief will never take it. So I hatched a plan. not only will I discard another card in addition to those two, the Hidden Daggers and the Luminesce, I will put a third card in the discard pile. Then I will use a Swift Potion to draw 3 cards and hope that I don't draw the Luminesce. I didn't get it this time, but if I don't draw the Luminesce, it will be the 1 card I have in my draw pile, while I have 0 cards in my discard pile. Then I use the Stable Serum, and we'll see if it works. This is it, the perfect setup. Luminesce is now the only card in our draw pile, and according to the wiki, token cards are on the priority list for the Thieving Hopper to steal, and if he steals this, we will have another Luminesce permanently. We don't have another one. The wiki has lied. The Thieving Hopper seemingly cannot steal token cards at all. A massive disappointment. Not only to find out this information is false, but to find out that means we can't break the game in the way I want it to. But maybe it's just with Luminesce. Maybe he can steal other tokens. Maybe it's just because this one is created by a relic. Perhaps. What about the other token cards in this game? Well, seeing the Greed sprite earlier reminded me of the Regent, and he has one of the greatest token cards this game has ever seen, the Sovereign Blade. And also Void Form and other amazing things to utilize it. And speaking of Void Form, I showed that off because I got this from transforming a strike using New Leaf. This game is crazy when I'm trying to test it. But anyway, we can use a potion to get a Sovereign's Blade, not a relic, not even a card, and that makes the whole process much easier to get rid of it. Imagine being able to remove a Sovereign Blade at any strength level and then come back with it in every single fight. A second Sovereign Blade. Because I assume you'd be creating a new one with every forge. And at this point, oh, I have the wrong setup. I don't need the Glow Water Potion for this. I just need the Stable Serum because everyone just excuse this, what's happening. This is what testing looks like in this game. Yeah, but there you go. We have the Stable Serum. We get rid of the Glow Water Potion because it's worthless. The only thing in our discard pile is the Sovereign Blade. If this card can be duplicated, then it would make up for the fact that Luminesce can't, because this would be a massive power boost to the Regent. It would be incredible. So it appears that the wiki is just fully wrong, and no token cards can be stolen by the Thieving Hopper. I know I didn't test all of them, but I think it's pretty fair to say that it wasn't just a one-time thing at this point, my dear viewers. So, I'm sorry for inspiring the hope that I once felt in you. I felt like I had to share the excitement I had for this mechanic. There still is a ton of crazy and fun stuff going on with the Thieving Hopper, and I'm happy to have shown it all to you today. If you like this video, please like it, and subscribe to Kilroy Was Here for more in-depth, interesting video game content. I will see you all next time. Have a good day, everyone. Dang it, Sovereign Blade.